For years, January has officially been labeled as the divorce month. Joining us is family law attorney Abigail Beebe to talk about the reasons that it's so common and what you should really know if you are considering one. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Why is it this time of year? Why January?
I think that most people are waiting for the holidays to pass, especially families with kids. I think that they, are either contemplating it and so they're going to either wait it out, or they're definitely considering it and they're going to wait until after the holidays.
Sometimes the holidays can just push you over the edge too, the stress that comes with it. You mentioned kids. How can you talk with children about a looming divorce?
I think it's difficult, and I think it's really age specific, but I think sort of discussing with them that both parents love them, and even if they aren't going to be together, that they still love them. And that they might have two houses instead of one, but that it doesn't make any difference as far as how much they care about them and want them to be happy. So I think age-appropriate discussions.
Yeah, definitely. What should you do if it does boil down to filing divorce? What are some of the first steps?
I think get advice from a lawyer, not from the internet or from your girlfriends, especially those in other states, because every state is different. I think coming up with a schedule sort of events of how you want it to go and how you're going to address it, either with your spouse, your family, your friends, and especially your children. Being organized and sort of having an idea of living differently, really, budgeting, making plans as far as if you're not working, what are your plans in the future, and especially how will you address it with your children is probably the #1 thing.
Okay, and I know it is pretty wide scope, but you mentioned Florida law. What are some of the biggest things that make Florida divorces different than in other states?
I mean, we have very similar laws to a lot of states, but they're always a little different. So I think it's just important to hear, alimony laws are different in all states. Our laws about equitable distribution of assets, dividing up assets, are different than other states. But I think overall the scope of the kid-related things are similar in most states. It focuses on what's best for the children based on the family. So I think you just have to get advice, Florida specific, if you're in Florida.
And should a couple seek legal help together or separately, or is that a case-by-case situation too?
I don't think they can seek legal advice together. One can seek advice and share it with the other spouse, but in general, we are conflicted from representing or talking with both spouses. So in theory, both of them would have to get advice separately. Oftentimes, if it's going to be amicable, then one spouse can seek the advice and share it, like I said. So that's definitely an option.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us today,
You're welcome.
Abigail Beebe.
Thank you.
We appreciate the advice.